Hey, I'm Garuda, and today we're taking a look at the MOTU Universe Origins Castle Greyskull. Now, I was originally planning on pre-ordering this off a Big Bad Toy Store, which I did, but as months went by, it just never came, and I got impatient, so what I ended up doing was going to Target, and it turns out that they actually have them, and I was actually able to get it. And as you can see, the artwork is just gorgeous. You got the castle itself right there, as well as the Sorceress just flying out there. You got some crazy battles going on. I'm not an expert on MOTU Universe, but from what I can tell, that's He-Man, Skeletor, that's Evil Lyn and Triclops. Looks like Man-at-Arms was duking out with Merman. Teal's fighting Trapjaw. And let's see, let's get a closer look here. And we have Many Faces and Beastman. I think his name is Stratos, I think. I forget the name of this guy, but he's kind of cool. He's got this flag here. He's got the logo MOTU Universe, Castle Greyskull. It shows it comes with an exclusive Sorceress figure. This is new for 21, ages 6 and up. Here's just a closer look at all the characters at the bottom. The artwork is just absolutely gorgeous and just looks so retro. And there's a Mattel logo at the bottom corner. On the top, it just shows you everything that this playset can do and all its features and everything, with all the action figures interacting with the different parts. And what's interesting here is that it tells you that the castle folds in half for easy carrying, which I think is awesome. We'll get to that once we get to look at the castle more. On this side, we got some more beautiful artwork. At the very bottom, we got Battle Cat and Panther fighting. And on this side, we got some even more crazy artwork of stuff going on. I'm not sure who those guys are, but if you know, let me know in the comments. Really gorgeous artwork. Here's how it looks at the bottom. And then at the back, you got this beautiful diorama of the playset and all the figures and vehicles that are out. And a lot more figures came out after this image was released in the internet. And we just got all the guys here. I kind of wish I was able to get all of them, but they're really hard to come by, unfortunately. I'm trying to get as many as I can now that I got this playset. And then, in this top corner, it just shows you the actual playset itself, and I think it looks really awesome. As usual with this toy line, it faithfully recreates the original playset, and I just can't wait to open this up. And now that's basically it for the packaging, so let's open this up and let's see how awesome this playset truly is. Iconic, imposing, magical, and wondrous. These are the words that many people use to describe Castle Greyskull. Now, despite being called Castle Greyskull, the castle itself actually isn't gray, except in the Filmation cartoon. I guess Castle Greyskull wouldn't have sounded as cool. This playset is jam-packed with features, detail, painting, and sculpting all around, and this playset is just phenomenal. And then you got that awesome jaw bridge, which we will get to in just a second. When the castle is closed, it's nearly impossible to open up the door. And as you can see, there actually is a little hole there. What you do is that if you have He-Man or Skeletor using their power swords, you can actually approach it, stick it in, and then you pull it out and the jaw bridge opens. Unfortunately, this playset isn't perfectly in scale with the action figures, because if you try to have He-Man running on Battle Cat, you can't really have him go into the castle like this, but it actually makes a really cool display. Now, to open the door, it's not limited to just He-Man or Skeletor's sword, but rather you can pretty much stick anything in there to open up the door. Here's how the playset looks on this side when it's all closed up. And as you can see, you got these little hooks latching on to the playset to hold it together. Now, on the original toy, the hooks broke very easily, and even on this one, it can get a little tricky to get the hooks on there. Just to demonstrate, I'm gonna unhook these, and I'll be able to show you what I mean. So when it's not hooked, it's kind of like this, and you're gonna have to push it together and do that, but it seems to be working for now, but I don't know how long this is going to last. Like, this one kind of stresses me out. I don't want to put stress on the plastic, but as you can see, I was able to do it. And now onto the back. Hold on. Here's how it looks. I just love how it looks on the back. got these brown brushstrokes applied to it with some fading. And you got some extra bright green up there. And you got more of those brown paint applications put up there. And it just looks really nice. And again, you got so much detail. And it looks like there's something there, like another door underneath at the bottom. Let's see if we can get a closer look. But that's not a real door, and it's just there for decoration. But still, for decoration, it looks really nice. And at the top here, you got that handle, so that if you want to go somewhere, you can carry the playset and go somewhere with it. And here's how the playset looks on the other side. And there is a metal rod that's in here that holds everything together on that side. And let's open up the playset right now and see how it looks inside. And here we have Castle Greyskull all open up, and here's how everything looks inside. And I think this is just great. It just has so many levels of play with so many little features, which we'll get to one by one. This is the main entrance area where we saw the drawbridge earlier, and basically when you stick something in there, it unlocks this section here, and you can unlock it in here by pushing this button, and the drawbridge will open up from here. And what's really nice is that this little sticker you got here, which actually had a hard time applying and even ripped, as you can see right here, unfortunately. Had to reapply it a couple times, but it's just so cool. Got all these little monsters like trying to get out of this little dungeon area. And this was a feature on the original playset, which is really nice. And this does faithfully recreate everything that the original Castle Greyskull did, except for the main exterior, because I think the original one looked a lot creepier and spookier, but I don't mind this change from the new one. And then right here, you got this little elevator. And what you can do, I'll take the included Sorceress figure to demonstrate, which we'll take a look at a little later. That you can have her stand on that little foot peg, so she won't fall off, and it can be a little tricky to get figures onto the foot pegs, I should say. Let's see if we can get her on there. Alright, looks good. And then, at the top, you got this string with a little bird sculpted onto it. And what you do, that you pull it, and she goes up. Uh-oh, I think she got stuck. Hold on. Alright, up she goes. Oh, she dropped her staff. Oh, don't fall. Oh, she's gonna fall. But you basically get the idea. You can do that. And then you got this really nice little computer section. And let's lower the elevator. It can be a little tricky to lower the elevator sometimes. Oh, that went pretty smoothly. And you got this nice sticker with all these plants. Now, on the original version, this was all cardboard. This is a bit of a hollow plastic. So I think this is an improvement in some ways. It's not as fragile and you can't lose it as easily. And here you just got this hanging flag. That looks really nice. And right here is a little watch area with a foot peg, so you can put figures on there. And here you got a flag pole, and on that side you have the evil side, and this is removable. Can be a little stuck and a little tricky to get off, but on the other side you got the good guys side, which is really nice. Good guys flag and the bad guys flag. And I guess the idea was to be like a capture the flag or King of the Hill type of thing, where the good guys and bad guys are competing to unlock the secrets of the castle, which I think is really nice. And there's a foot peg there. And then over here, you got a turret, which can go up and down. And there is another foot peg here. And I don't think there was a foot peg or anything on here, and the figure just rested here, so I think this is an improvement. I don't have the original Castle Greyskull, unfortunately, so I can't really do any major comparisons or anything. And over here, you got this other flag with what looks like some kind of dragon or something. And here we have the iconic chair and rug, which we'll get to in a little bit. Now, originally on the original Castle Greyskull, there was some kind of cardboard robot or something, or some kind of suit that was just hanging out here. But we don't have that on this version. Instead, we got this little computer panel, and there's a little hole where figures can look outside, which is really nice. Unfortunately, the Sorceress can't really sit on that throne, because even when you fold up her wings, and I'm just getting her to a seat position right now, she just feels a little awkward and these wings get in the way, unfortunately. So you can't really have her sit here. But that is the best you can do, and it just doesn't feel right. So what I usually have instead is just have He-Man sit there. And I'm going to just do a little demonstration of one of the best play features on Castle Greyskull. I'm just getting everything prepped, so give me a second. So what you do is let's just have He-Man sit here. And there actually are these little pegs at the bottom of the chair so you can have their feet rest there, but it's kind of hard to do when you're trying to record. So let's see if I can do this. Let's try to get them seated there. I don't want this to get damaged or anything. Alright, we got He-Man sitting in the chair. Now suppose somebody wants to go after He-Man while he's on that chair, or anybody who's sitting on that chair. So to demonstrate, we're going to use Triclops. So let's just have him here. And he's just about to attack He-Man. And then what He-Man can do is turn the chair and face him, and this happens. And the bottom rug opens up, revealing a trapdoor, and he just tumbles down. But as you can see, his arms kind of got in the way, so he saved himself. And he can shoot He-Man and knock him out. But you get the idea, it's really awesome. Let's just do that one more time because it is so awesome. There we go. And now he has fallen to his death. But wait, there's more. You get this ladder piece, which you can either stick down here, or my personal preference is to keep the ladder here. You also get 2 weapons racks, which include 4 weapons for you to have displayed on either one. You have a rifle, a mace, some kind of blade weapon, and a sword. The second one that resembles a bird only holds 3 weapons, and both of them are pretty hollow, as you can see. The final accessory is this weird training thing, which I find quite fascinating. It's got some pretty nice detail on the boar's head, and on the other side it's this giant fist. So my guess is that if you were to play with this thing, you're supposed to have He-Man or anybody hit the board head and dodge the fist, like kind of like that, or just do something like that. I think that's actually kind of interesting, or just how just go back and forth. I could just imagine a Rocky-style training montage with He-Man in this thing. And now let's move on to the exclusive Sorceress figure. Now, as you can see, she is all white, and the wings are made of a clear plastic, which is really nice. But actually, this part of the wing is actually made of a rubbery material. It's very flexible. But supposedly this Sorceress is based off of a mini-comic called The Temple of Darkness. I don't know the context of the story, but I guess it was packed with one of the old vintage figures. And she's extremely basic. Get the camera to focus on her. She's got a really nice head sculpt. And on the top here you got the bird's head because she did transform into a bird. And she's got a little bit of detail with all these feathers on her clothing. And all around she looks really nice. She's got some more nice detail. So you get the camera to focus on that. On the top of her boots. The wings also have a little bit of detail here. And for posability, the head is on, or is it on a ball joint? Or she has limited head movement. The arms can rotate, but they kind of have these wings kind of get in the way. They can go out that far. She can bend at the elbow. She has a hinge joint at the hand and can also swivel and go 360. She got waist articulation. The legs can go out pretty far. She got a bend at the knee. She can kick. And she also got an ankle pivot. There's also a hinge at the ankle there. And she also has a thigh swivel. Actually, does she have a bicep swivel too? Oh yeah, she does. Really neat. And I almost forgot that these wings are on hinge joints, so they can close up like this and kind of make it look like a feathery cape, which is a nice alternate way to display her. And now for her only accessory, hold on, get her stand. She gets this really nice little staff with a bird sculpted up here. It kind of looks a little more like an owl in my opinion. Hold on, I think this is kind of affecting the camera. But I think it looks really, really nice. And she can hold it like so. Come on, get in your hand. Get in the hand. There we go. And I think she looks really, really cool. Overall, this playset is phenomenal and impressive. But there are a few minor problems I have with it. For one, the plastic is kind of made of this cheap material that a lot of modern toys are kind of infamous for. But for the price point, I don't think it's too bad. But another problem is that you can't really close this playset if you have this letter up or have these accessories in there. I tried closing it like this and tried putting the accessories in those little areas there, but unfortunately it didn't really close all the way. But aside from those very minor problems, I think this playset is very well made, and this is the perfect time to get a Castle Greyskull because the original one is really hard to get complete, and even if you find one that's complete, usually it has broken parts or something. And I think there's a 2000X version or the 2002 version, I think it's called, but I don't know much about that one. Then there's the Classics one, which is designed for 6-inch scale figures. That one's really hard to get. I think that one goes for like $1,000 on eBay. And this you can get for about I'd say $74 to $80-ish, depending on where you get it. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the flip side.